Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. We are out here in nature, breathing in that beautiful prana, baby. How to stop your worries from stopping you? That's the question that came in, right? There are so many things to worry about. Don't worry about it. Can I get a hello there? I'm going to share with you what's helped me along my journey. As a psychologist and counselor, an infinite being, the worst thing you could possibly tell someone is to snap out of it. Snap out of it, okay? We got a question that came in from a woman who's a single mother. She's got bills to pay, mouths to feed, places to go to. She's stressed out. She's worrying. Lots of problems, lots of confusion, whirlwinds of chaos right now. I was there. A lot of people have been there and are probably still there. Have you ever lost a set of keys? Because that's what worries are like. That is what your problems are like, right? You lose a set of keys and now you start checking upstairs. You know it's not upstairs. You start checking with the cat down the road. The cat down the road hasn't taken it. We always love looking outside of ourselves. I lost a set of keys on the beach once in Santa Monica. And I was asking this guy, have you seen my keys? It was like a mile away from where I actually dropped it, hoping, yes, it maybe magically appeared there. No, it didn't, right? Because we often find things right nearby. We don't have to go that far. Sometimes you're looking for a set of keys, and then you find out, yeah, they're in your pocket. Don't worry about it. Now, ooh, ooh, that's the sound of the police. Ooh, ooh, that's the sound of the police. Ooh, ooh. That's what your worries are like. You see, the mind we have can't tell the difference between a small worry and a big worry, right? So when you have a small worry, you get a little ooh, ooh. When you have a big worry, it's ooh, ooh. But it's still the same siren. You get my drift, right? You've got a siren that goes off once you are worried. Ooh, ooh. That's what happens. So you get triggered. So when we talk about letting go of worries, you got to start knowing what triggers you. What is making you feel so worried? You see, and then you have to realize first and foremost, the mind itself can't solve your problems. Why? Because the mind created the problems in the first place. Can I get a hello there? You see, the mind's job is to create problems. Right? It creates problems. Sometimes we're just doing nothing and then we start thinking we got a problem. Thoughts are like clouds, right? And some are really beautiful, but most are really grey and ugly, right? And the longer you focus on that cloud, yeah, it starts to pour down on you, right? You're really wet now. Because whatever you focus on grows. At the same time, here's how it works. Because thoughts are clouds, it means they are passing. Right? So, no matter what you are going through, if you're having the time of your life, don't worry about it. It won't last forever. Oh no, that's a bad thing, right? Don't worry about it. If you're going through hell right now, it will pass because nothing lasts forever. So that's the pro and the con, because if you're having a great time, you don't want it to stop. If you're having a really bad time, you want it to stop. Well, guess what? Both are going to pass away anyway. You haven't got to worry about a damn thing. I said a long time ago, whatever you focus on grows. The other part of that was, whatever you focus on grows, but whatever you don't focus on may grow even larger. You see, many of us have problems, worries, doubts, concerns, but it's because we are browsing over them. So, what's helped me along my journey? If I'm worried, just say what other people think of me, I got to start looking at that very specifically, right? To say, okay, what am I so afraid of? Go into the worries. Don't just skim over them. And then you will realize your worries are never as big as you think. You see, it's all about getting a bigger perspective. Right now, I'm in nature. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. I realize how small I am. Never mind my problems. But at the same time, they are big because our mind can create anything. Once again, there is no difference between a small siren, ooh, ooh, is the sound of the police, and a big siren, ooh, ooh, is the sound of the police. So once you get that little siren going off, ask yourself, where are my problems? Where are your problems? Now you might say, well, they're in here. I will tell you to reevaluate that. Because you see, all our worries are stored in our central nervous system. That's the science of it. That's the psychology of it. So I always tell people I work with, move more into your body. Develop what I call total body awareness. The reason why I'm so calm is because every single day I'm stretching, I'm turning, I'm not taking myself so seriously, right? Because the more you can realize when you are very worried, your body, your whole entire body is very worried. What does a worried body look like? Well, first of all, you got to start looking at your body language. You see, many people who are so worried, their body shows signs of having a low self-esteem. You might not look at people eye to eye. You might bend your head down to the ground and look at what's on the ground. What's on the ground, by the way? Never mind. Right? You might not have a straight back. So look at what your body is doing. Because the more you move into your body, you will move out of your mind. Can I get a hello there? The more you move into your body, the more you will move out of your mind. I've been a vegan for over 10 years. And if truth be told, that was one of the greatest catalysts for helping me to surrender to my worries, to not be in resistance to my worries, because resistance makes stronger. Let the thoughts, the clouds, pass freely. But you see, a lot of us, we don't want to do that. We are at war, not only with our next door neighbors, but we are at war with ourselves. We can't accept ourselves. We can't forgive ourselves. So, in a nutshell, I always say, look at what you are eating. How is it affecting your mood? How is it affecting your inner well-being? How is it affecting your internal state? You see, many of us, we don't see the link between the foods you eat and how you feel. We don't see the link between the exercise and how you feel. Many people who are worried are trying to control every single thing. Look, we don't live in a perfect world. And the more you try to get everything perfect, the more pressure you place on yourself. The more you try to get everything perfect, the more pressure you place on yourself. You see, you can't change the nature of the waves, but you can learn to become a better surfer. So with that whole philosophy, what's helped me along my journey is learning that there are certain things you just can't control. For instance, the weather. For instance, how other people perceive you. For instance, on realizing the problems you are focusing on out there. What would happen if the worst came true? How would you feel? What would that do to you? Some people would say, oh, I won't survive. But you're still here. So when you are worried, say, I'm still here. I've already come this far. You need mental clarity, emotional strength, mental strength. Many times, how it works is this. The man in the desert thought it was bad until he met the man with no water. The man in the desert with no food thought it was bad until he met the man with no water. Right? And the man with no water thought it was bad until, yeah, you get my drift. Right? We always think our situation is terrible. And in getting a wider perspective, you've really got to start interacting with different people. Why? Because we realize many of us who are so worried, we've got this whole theme running in our lives that we must do everything by ourselves, right? I must do it all by myself. And that individualistic mindset doesn't get us anywhere. Why? Because we weren't created just to do everything by ourselves. We need people, right? 7 billion people on the planet, and we think we can do everything by ourselves. That's why there's going to be a whole heap of worries. You've got to learn how to get help. I get help from many people. Lots of people are helping me behind the scenes. Much love to you, all you guys, right? Because when we think we can do everything by ourselves, we overwhelm ourselves, thus creating more worry. When we are trying to be perfectionists, we overwhelm ourselves by creating more worry. Just as long as you are doing the best you can possibly do, there is no shame in that. Now, a lot of us, the more we try hard, the less we feel is getting done. Right? That's how worries work. That is how worrying works. Sometimes when we're trying so hard to get everything right, everything goes wrong. So you got to start looking at deep inner breath work, breathing techniques to once again create more mental clarity, a clearer mental space. How is your environment? But more so, when you realize that worries are okay. There is nothing negative with worrying. The question is, you see, worrying is just a catalyst for you to do something. Okay? If you're in a room and you're worried it's getting too hot, well, open the window or jump outside the window, right? We think other people's lives are better than our own. That is one of the greatest illusions in existence. You see, I can't compare my lifestyle with yours. Therefore, I have no worries because I'm not in competition with you. So once you realize to stop comparing yourself with other people, that is one of the greatest secrets to stop worrying. You see, many of us were only worried because we've created a social hierarchy, which is, I'm better than you. You got to learn how to embrace your uniqueness. Now, in terms of paying bills, everything that goes along with life stress, I have seen really and truly what's helped me along my journey is doing one thing at a time and creating simplicity. I just hit record, I'm talking. I do daily consultations, I'm talking with people, but it's very simple. I've read over 1,000 books, but I'm not here to tell you how intelligent I am. I let the cat down the road do that. Can I get a hello there? Right? I'm here to have fun. I'm here just to share with you what's helped me along my journey. You see, when we are so worried, we freeze up. And once you suck all the humor out of everything, now your worries crystallize into glass and glass shatters. So ask yourself, how can I become as light as feathers? How can I really let those clouds pass by, the thoughts? How can I realize that my worries aren't negative? Maybe they are opportunities for me to look at something, right? For instance, a lot of the time stuff breaks down. Things happen. Stuff happens, right? And it's very, very frustrating. But at the same time, I bet you learned something, right? When the car broke down, when the bus didn't come on time, right? When you lost all of that money, there's always a lesson to be learned. But at the same time, you don't have to go through these same experiences. Let worrying be your guide to realize what it is you are holding yourself back from. Let your worries be your guide to help you realize what you are holding yourself back from. Right? And then go for it. And realize you are probably going to get more worries. So long as you are living within your mind, which is a lot of us, 99.99% of the time, we're going to be very worried. Because so many things are happening around the world, which are beyond our control. When you leave the mind, which can happen through meditation, which is where you absorb yourself in the present moment 100%, now the worries disappear. Because once again, without the mind, there are no worries. So there you have it. We're out here breathing in that beautiful prana, baby. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy.